I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
Okie dokie, here we go. Welcome to it. Another episode of Discover New Music. Joining me from Spiritbox, Courtney Laplante. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's how
nice.
Good. We're both doing it wrong. Like, that's how I say it, though.
Okay, perfect.
The French would disagree with us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about French. If there was that little cool asterisk on there, we'd get fancy with it. But let's just keep it like it is. Laplante. All right. Well, hey, Courtney, more importantly, thank you so much for joining me here to talk the new album from Spiritbox, Tsunami Sea, dropped March 7th. Before we get to anything, Tsunami Sea, amazing name. I know it's also one of the tracks on there. Did that come from someone saying Tsunami Sea? Where did that come from? Because it's fun to say. It's got such a cool ring to it. I got to know.
I'll have to tell you the real reason that it's called that off air, because if I can't, because then people would like be able to find too much stuff out about me that I can't say. But it's just something that it's been a part of my life, that phrase, since I was about 10 years old.
Wow.
And whenever we're writing music, a phrase will just pop into my head, and then I know that's what the album name is going to be before there's any lyrics or anything.
Right.
Just like when I'm sitting there watching Michael write stuff after he has a few songs, and I'm trying to like figure out a concept for the album, because, you know, even if like we don't market it as a concept album, which we normally don't, like that's just how I like to write albums. Like I personally, even if we don't like outright say it, like each one, it helps me write by having each thing be a concept album.
Yeah.
And this one was the same as all the other times. It just popped in my head one day, and Michael and Dan were just making some demos, and I went out there, and the rest of our bandmates were there as well. And I was like, all right, so I'd like to call the record Tsunami Sea. And I explained that, you know, I wanted to think about that like in the literal sense of the phrase. Mm-hmm. Like, what if the whole ocean was, rather than just having one tsunami come once and ruin everything and destroy everything, what if it was something that you couldn't even register in your mind as being disastrous, like the ultimate disaster,
right?
That you're powerless against. So, and that just made me think about, you know, growing up on Vancouver Island, and, you know, the whole thing is pretty much a tsunami zone, and it's something that's always hung over our heads. Like, if the big earthquake happens, our island will be no more.
Yeah.
So it's just and then that just made me think about how I felt when I was living there and not getting to do this.
Yeah.
You know, so it all just kind of happened like that. And maybe someday it's not like this, but every single thing we've ever made, the name of the album predates the songs, really.
Yeah, you kind of Tarantino it. You have this thing like the end piece, and then you go back and fill in the blanks for everyone until we get the album. Well, I love it, and like I said, it's an amazing name, and we're just excited that it's out now. Tsunami Sea, again, from Spiritbox. This next question, as we lead things off, it might be a stretch, but I'm interested, at least in asking it, because after a couple EPs, you guys finally got your debut album out, a studio album with Eternal Blue, and it ended up being quite a roller coaster. I think you can agree with that. You started working on it in 2018. That's the origins of it. Then the release date got pushed back like 17 months. Tours got canceled. You guys had some financial stuff. It was just, again, a roller coaster. However, it did massively well. I'm talking sales numbers, award nominations, and wins, you name it. But a lot of it was not typical. So bring that now to this album. Did that change the feeling of this album, Tsunami Sea, the weight of it, the process, the feeling after it was done? Explain that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, no one like puts pressure on us. Everyone that works with us is like just so on the same page as us. and understands us, which I'm very grateful for. But even without that, like, we can't help but like internalize their excitement about numbers and sales. And so like we can't help, it can't help but like trickle down, and we feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we really put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We always want to beat the last thing we did. So, because we've grown so much since then. And so like, yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but we try not to think about that stuff till after we're done making the music, because we don't, like we always say, we don't want to like focus group our music. Like that, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Right.
people are like this with all the breakdowns, write some like we want to think about it as the body of work first, and then we try to make it really organic. We make the whole thing, and then after it's done, we don't say, okay, this is going to be the single because of this and this and this, and it tests well and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
We're like, we would like to play a fun, bouncy song on this Corn tour because we're only playing for 30 minutes. So we choose this one. You know, we choose them as depending on what month the single is going to come out, that month that was chosen, that's what determined it. If I had chosen it a month before, a month later, it probably would have been a different song.
Mm-hmm.
So that part we try to keep really organic. But other than that, like it's just been really nice to not have like geography and a government shutdown and the pandemic, like, you know, change the course of what I'm trying to do. The only thing holding us back is, you know, us.
Yeah.
Like there's no outside forces making it harder for me to record my music or go on tour.
Yeah.
You know, the only people to blame if something doesn't work out is me, you know.
Do you feel maybe like you got a second chance at a debut album? I know you guys have it, but with now being able to tour without any of the hangups, like you mentioned, is it kind of like, hey, maybe we got like a redo with this one?
Well, that our debut album, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was so crazy. Like I've just never had like industry acclaim at all, and then also like artistic acclaim. Like I've just never experienced that before, so that was like strange to me. Like I'm like, what? I'm just like, I just clocked in a shift at my job, and then I know this cover of this magazine's coming out, and then this person on the radio says that our album's, reinvented the wheel. So anyway, that's just very weird. Like it feels surreal.
Yeah.
So that definitely felt like, I don't know, that felt like a debut. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, right. Right.
But this is a new experience for us. I've never been able to put music out and then see, now I get to go connect with people in real life and like look at them enjoying the music I just put out, and seeing if that connection I feel already by putting the music out for them to listen to. Yeah. I hope I feel that connection with them like in person. Yeah. And so I've never experienced this. I'm so excited. We've been working for the last month, just like every day on this tour. And it's an experience that I feel like I hope most bands get to feel, and I want to feel it. You know, I've never gotten to do this before in this more traditional, emotional time frame. And there's a reason why everyone does that. It's so satisfying to like to do that. Like it's creatively satisfying. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, we're so excited for you guys. And again, everyone's excited about the new music, Tsunami Sea. It's out now from Spiritbox, a second studio album. And with this, obviously, with all your work, but, you know, writing, composing, producing, you guys keep everything internal. You guys do a lot of it, damn near all of it by yourselves. Why is that important? For the layman's out there, for you guys, and looking for the sound that you're looking for, that finished product?
You know, the only reason it's important, because I think you can't really look to us as a good example. The only reason it's important is because we're so fortunate and we're so lucky and privileged to have found this incredible group of people so early on. I look at it like, you know, Michael and I got engaged after we dated for 3 months, And I wouldn't give that as an example to someone else to be like, you should do that. I say, do as they say, not as I do.
Yeah, right.
But I was just really fortunate, right? We
Mhm.
were so fortunate to have found each other at that time in our lives, and we knew that we wanted to be together. So it's similar with our team. Like, it's not that it's important to stick with a couple people and not venture outside of your box, but it's that, I guess the advice would be like, just really appreciate it when you do get to do that, because I think that's really rare. So we just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We always, what do we always say? We're a very monogamous band, But anyone else listening, if you're writing and like trying to find bandmates and stuff, that's like an exception, not a rule. Like,
Yeah.
the more people that you work with, the more, even if it doesn't work out, like, you'll learn from their strengths. You'll always learn something that you can then take to your own work. So we're just really lucky, and I very, very thankful. This whole album, it's like all the people that were involved at the very beginning of our music career, they're all involved in this album, from the photography to the album booklet to the music. So it's cool. It's like a full circle thing.
I love it. I love it. Do you got a favorite track on this record, on Tsunami Sea? One that really, or maybe one that stands out to you compared to the others?
No, it's, how it is. Like, I think it takes a lot of musicians like years to be able to like admit that they had a favorite child. But right now I'm like, I love you all.
Right.
You're all special. And then, then you have like a parent, they're in like their 70s and their kids are all grown up. They're like, yeah, that kid was my favorite kid.
Yeah, for sure.
But right now I cannot abandon the other children. Like, they're too close to me right now.
I love it. I love it. Fair enough. Fair. You're right. And I asked that question, like Slash or Jerry Cantrell, like, oh yeah, no, this song's definitely the best on the record for sure. We got that.
And then then you can be more like analytical as time. You need distance to be like, oh yeah, that album sucked.
Right.
But
right.
like, right now, I think every musician's like this.
Yeah.
Like, right now, I'm so deep in the thick of it. I'm like, every song, I'm like, this is the greatest song I've ever made. What? So I'm really jazzed up about it right now.
Good. Well, a lot of
children.
a lot of people are jazzed up about it. You're not alone on that. Okay, so how about this then? Maybe for anyone who hasn't is doing a deep dive, is there maybe surprises? Anything maybe unexpected? Like, whoa, I didn't expect a jazz scat in the middle of a song. Anything like that maybe for the fans?
I think that people that listen to it will be extremely, like, the eyebrow raise part will be the song Crystal Roses. Because I don't think that a lot of people would expect the not even the tone of the song, but like, I don't think a lot of people that expect a metal band type of sound would expect like the really strange, like super auto-tuned, like crazy, it's a formant on it. So like, while I'm singing, like, my voice pitches octaves. So one moment it makes me sound like a bunch, you maybe like when you first hear it, you wouldn't even know it's me singing. And it's so cool. And we get to do that live, which is going to be really cool. So I think that one would be like the eyebrow raiser at the end. It's kind of almost like a hyper pop, like EDM song.
Love it.
Like, so that one, if like the eyebrow raise.
Well, you just gave me the new way I'm going to phrase that question now is, what's the eyebrow raise of the moment? So thank you. Cause that's right. We go,
Yeah. So that was that's so fun. I'm so thankful that, I'm in a band where I can put that on the same album as like some of the heaviest shit that we've ever made. So, I'm so curious. I'm curious to see what you think of that one. You're gonna be like, What's going on here?
that part of the concert, just look out, put a light out there and see how many eyebrows you see go up, and then you get a real what the
the head turn and then hopefully it turns into a nod.
Right, there you go. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Yeah. Well, just super excited for you guys. Proud of you guys. Tsunami Sea, Spiritbox. It's out now. Second album. Go get it. And then I know you guys are going to be busy and now getting to, like you said, get that next part of this creative process, and that is getting out in front of the fans. What do you guys got lined up? Just tell people.
Well, we're starting our tour next week. It's 5 weeks in the U.S. It's with Loathe and Dying Wish. And it's starting in Dallas, Texas. And I'm so excited. I've never, none of us in our band, we've never gotten to put music out and then go on tour. Yeah. Like, it's just it always works out, it just works out different than how we think it would work out. And so this is going to be our first time getting to do it this way. And we're so excited. Like, we've put every second of our time for the last couple months and certainly the last couple weeks, day in and day out, rehearsing for this. And it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Like, I'm just so excited to play for our, we've been an opening band for a while.
Yep.
This is only our second headline tour we've ever done. And I think that we will, when people walk away, I hope that they will see that we've certainly grown up a lot, and we've put all this, being a support band, to really good use and learned a lot. And so I think it will come through in our show.
I love it. Well, go see them. More importantly, go pick up the record, Spiritbox, Tsunami Sea. It's out there. Well, now that the important stuff is out of the way, we're going to have a little goofy fun. We're going to get to learn a little bit more about you, Courtney. First, before we get to rapid fire, which I do with everyone, I have a questions and answer for you. First, is it true that your first experience with the death growl came from listening to Cannibal Corpse at the age of 5? If so, how scared were your parents when you did that for the first time?
It is a perfect example of how, like, little kids aren't scared of that kind of stuff, because it was in the Ace Ventura movie.
Oh, right. Yes. So when he goes into the bar. Yeah.
When he goes and he's like, the password, he's like, New England clam chowder. So I thought, I wasn't scared at all. I was like, okay. I said, oh, well, he's a pet detective and he likes this band because they sound like gorillas.
Right.
That's what I thought. I said, they're sounding like gorillas. They're going, ooh. So that's what I thought when I was a kid. I was like, oh, cool. They like animals as well.
Yeah. I love it. So from Ace Ventura, we got one of the newest, best, most talented female singers in the metal world at this point. I love it.
Thanks, Cannibal Corpse.
Thanks, Cannibal Corpse, and thanks, Ace Ventura. Beautiful. I love it. I'm glad that worked out. Okay, now, rapid fire, no wrong answers. You just go with your gut. Let's start simple. Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Billy Ocean or Billy Idol?
Billy Ocean.
Oh, wow, very nice. Another fun name one. David Bowie or David Lee Roth?
David Bowie.
Now, I know you were born in the States. You didn't move to Canada until your teen years, but I'm sure you can still answer this one. All dressed chips or ketchup chips?
Oh, my God. Get on the all dressed chain. They're both great.
Yeah.
But you guys we found all dressed chips in the grocery store.
Oh, you did?
In Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. Yeah. In the foreign food section, is that where it was?
I asked. I said, was it bilingual? Like, does the bag have English and French? And our assistant was like, no. She was like, we're just there.
Wild. Yeah, all dressed makes sense. Ketchup chips, though. I mean, you're not full blown Canadian, but come on.
I love them though.
That's weird. It's weird.
I love them. They taste like vinegar and.
All right. New England clam chowder, which is funny. We already brought up clam chowder, or a creamy tomato bisque.
New England clam chowder.
Very nice. The red or the white? Had to do it.
The red or the white. White.
All right. Last one. Would you rather get a Chuck Norris roundhouse kick at 100% power or a Mike Tyson punch at 50% power?
How old is Mike Tyson in this scenario, and how old is Norris?
Okay, good question. I'm not thinking like prime, like 98 Mike Tyson fresh out of prison or Enter the Dragon Chuck Norris. Let's just say they're their age now. How about that?
I'm just gonna go with the Chuck Norris one. Like,
I like
I feel like that would be my best chance of survival.
I
Hope
like
maybe a 1% chance.
1%. The guy's been doing that. What's that Body by Chuck Norris thing? So I know he's keeping it in shape. So.
Yeah.
Courtney, thank you for humoring me. More importantly, thank you for talking new music again. Spiritbox, Tsunami Sea. It's out now. Super excited for you guys.
Thank you. And are you able to come to any shows, or it's not going to work out?
I'm sure I could probably make. Are you coming to the Madison area at all in Wisconsin?
We're coming to Wisconsin. I don't know how close we are to you, though. Like, I don't know what it's, it's like the town outside of one of the big cities, I think. But we're playing, we're playing like, we're also, I think we're playing in the summer. We're playing in Milwaukee as well.
Are you at Summerfest? Is that what you're doing? Well, I'll be at Summerfest. I will be there.
We're playing with Bad Omens, and We Came as Romans.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, either way, I know we're going to be seeing a lot of you, so I'm sure we're going to get out and enjoy it. Again, I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and I wish you guys the best. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you, Courtney. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.